Testing, testing. Do we have audio? Come on. Do we have audio? Say something. Testing, yep. Testing. Yep, we have audio. All right. So I'm switching mics today because this one I think might sound better. The other one's a little muffled because it's down here. This one's a little more uncomfortable to wear because it interferes with my glasses. But this is the morning stream, though it's the late morning. And I am going to talk and try to discombobulate myself so I know what the heck I'm doing today. What am I doing today? This is the timer. 15 minutes. Today I'm continuing the JavaScript work from yesterday. I just posted those virtual co-working videos of me trying to solve these problems. Actually did get some stuff working yesterday, but I have this laundry list of things that need to be looked at. Notably, on there's a performance issue running on the iPad Air 2. So what I was doing is I was copying all the parameters for graphic objects that are displayed on one browser screen, and copying them as is to another browser screen. Something I'm calling display list copying. The display list being the list of everything in a graphic scene. And there's an optimization problem, probably because I'm creating objects on the fly on iOS. It works fine if I'm not copying it, so I think it's just an inefficiency in the way that I'm doing it. Because ordinarily, for performance reasons, you would declare everything ahead of time and then you reuse them. And I do that for most things, but in the test yesterday, I hadn't set that up, so I need to do that. So that should be pretty straightforward. I already have classes that handle this for me. And then I need a deposit. I need to go to the drop off a package. Oh, I should show you this. Thing I got lately. Like I have a lot of goof around with my computer setup a lot. And so what we have here is I just got a replacement for this. This I've had for a number of years. This is a Nady 4-channel stereo mini mixer. And what this allows me to do is mix the audio outputs from multiple computers to a single stereo system. So like over here I've got on the left, I've got this Macintosh over here. This iPhone is connected through a Bluetooth adapter. Then there's the PC over here that has two audio interfaces. One of them is an external USB box from, I forget who makes this, Sennheiser maybe, and then the regular computer audio. But now this has been replaced with this other unit, which seems to be better. And I had gotten a smaller one of these before. This is a Rolls MiniMix Pro. You can see the size difference. The MiniMix Pro was the MiniMix Mark II that I got before was it had some issues with the headphone output. What this has over this is I don't have to adjust these individual potentiometers to balance things anymore, which sucked. It has it has the same number of inputs, 4 of them, but it also has a microphone input, which is why I plugged this thing into it. This is a Shure SM58 microphone that I had gotten for a vocal project when I was going to see how I sounded on a microphone, so I could get used to talking in one. That's before I got all these wireless microphone things. So this is the SM58 is, according to the box and the people I've talked to, it's the industry standard microphone tailored to deliver warm and clear vocal reproduction. So you see these all over the place. And so I was just plugging this in and just seeing how it sounded, because this does have a microphone input over here. And the individual balances over here. And it provides phantom power, which gives for a dynamic microphone like this, it requires a power source that comes in through this cable, as well as carrying the audio signal. And so what this allows me to do, though, is power my connect all my audio. So if the Macintosh is playing a sound, it will go through the stereo system. If there's something coming in on Bluetooth, it will go through the same stereo system, and it mixes them all together. So I don't have to have a separate stereo for each one. So that's pretty exciting. And it's one of the better things that I have in my for my computer setup. So that pleases me. It just got set up yesterday. It's about $80 more than this. This box is about $25, I think. Actually, I forget how it is. It's not that expensive. It's not. I mean, it's made well enough. I mean, it's pretty flexible. I'm going to still use this for if I need to get more inputs than this. One reason I was plugging this microphone in the first place was with the living room cafe set up like in this space, which is designed for, well, like I can have more people over, and like I have on the other side, there's more tables. It's much more organized as a workspace than it was a living room now. So if people had like electronic music stuff that they wanted to do, like I have like we can plug into this thing, and now we have this microphone thing. So we technically could do like karaoke in here, I suppose. Play stuff out of the stereo, and do all that kind of stuff. Plus we also have the instant dance party thing that works better at night, of course. But I don't know if that's showing. So we can turn that stuff on and then play music. So they got that set up. So that's pretty cool. Other than that, that's pretty much what's going on today. I need to do with the JavaScript work. There was something else. I've been trying to figure out what the limits of my productivity are. And yesterday I was talking a little bit about it, that I have to accept the limits with which limits I have to work with. There's a certain amount of energy I have. I wish I had infinite energy, or I wish I could like work 14 hours a day and not get tired. But I don't know. I'm old now, or maybe that's not even an excuse. I can't do it. And instead of feeling bad about it and trying to measure up to this impossible standard. I don't even like saying impossible. I hate the idea of not saying that I can't do something. Bugs the crap out of me. So I'm trying to find a way of accepting those limits and not feeling so crappy about them. Because, this is God's green America. We can do anything we want. If we put our minds to it, that's what we tell ourselves as Americans. So, I don't know. I'm trying to shift to measurement, and so I'm getting back into writing more in my journal stuff. I think this is going to be more important. So these 15-minute streams, these are providing now the continuity of what I'm talking about during the day. This is just getting my mind working. And doing a little bit of initial writing, because I find that writing helps me establish some clarity for the day. In fact, I'm going to write that down. Writing establishes clarity for the day. I can't type either. And accepting limits in a way that doesn't seem limiting. And I think the test of that, the approach I'm taking to be more accepting of my limits is to measure performance, but not in the asshole kind of way. Oh, gotta be better. Gotta measure up. Way. And by that I mean how much it's to establish a baseline. What is the baseline of the daily work. And I already know quite a few things about how I work. It seems that a sustainable day is about 4 billable hours of intense thinking synthesis work, preferably done early in the day. After that, I can do, maybe another 2 or 3 hours of mindless or clerical work, where I'm just like moving stuff around or looking stuff up or doing goofy, what's the term? So I'm not creating new systems from scratch, but I'm testing them or testing systems I've already made by tweaking parameters. That's what I did yesterday, actually, after I had gotten the JavaScript work done, which wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. I naturally just went in and tweaked a bunch of stuff. I tried a bunch of things. I worked through some scenarios to discover where the program was performing well and where it was not well. It's establishing patterns. Looking for patterns doesn't take a lot of energy. I can do some writing. I can also do writing stuff up. I can also do mindless chores. And there's a new way there's a new way of doing chores, which is just going into the space and moving stuff around. And I used to see chores, like the big chores, like cleaning up the basement, cleaning up the kitchen. Those have been on my to-do list for a really long time. And I've never wanted to do them because I thought I needed a good action plan. I needed to have some sort of procedure, so I would know how long it would take. And since it's a task I don't want to do in the first place, doing all that thinking ahead of time just made additional friction. And it was an additional barrier to overcome before to even start doing the work. And so I just went in there thinking like, well, how would an extrovert do this? They would just go in and start moving stuff around. I think they would think in the world. That's my understanding of what extroversion is, as opposed to an introvert. An introvert like me tends to take input in, process and think about it, and then come to some kind of conclusion. This is just kind of my ballpark definition. It's probably not quite correct. Whereas an extrovert, they seem to enjoy the actual being outside in the world. Like death to an extrovert is being trapped with their own thoughts rather than being in the world, moving stuff around, existing in the world. Whereas for someone like me, I exist in an imagined world, a world that is to be, a world that can be better, a world of story, of fiction, of creative possibility. That's where I tend to be all the time. And every once in a while, it's good to get out of there, go on vacation in the real world, and just kind of just look at stuff and instead of processing it, just noting it. And I've been doing that in the kitchen. That seems to be working pretty well. Strange things are happening in the kitchen. Things are moving from their old locations to their new locations. It's a different mode of thinking for me, and it seems to be working pretty well. There's just a cat behind me. How much time do I have left? About a minute. So that's what I'm doing today. So JavaScript. I'll just write this down in my notebook. Today's tasks: JavaScript coding. I need to drop off a package and set up a friend's monitor. Apparently there's some issue with it. And it feels like I should do one more creative task or some sort of creative gathering. But maybe I don't need to schedule that. If I can I'd like to shoot for 2 hours billable on this. Well, let me not put billable hours. Let me just list what I need to do. I want to do an optimization for iPad. I probably need to get back to check in with California. On testing our app with their iOS application. I need to also. I also need to plan the next feature, or pick the next feature from our Trello board. And is that it for today? There's supposed to be other things. They'll probably come to me, but I'm trying to remember that I need to put everything in this note. Which way am I pointing? That this notebook thing. Oh wait, I'm pointing the wrong way. Which way is this? Everything's backwards. Yeah, that thing, that notebook. Oh, I'm bad at this. And that's what I need to do. So anyway, that's what's going on here. The big things are I got my stereo mixer put in. It seems to be much better than the old one. The sound is cleaner too, which is nice. I have a pretty good balanced audio setup now with the two Orb Audio Mini Ts driving the front and back speakers. I've thought briefly of maybe bringing the old speakers, which are much larger, and putting them in the back, just to get better mid-range. But for things like the dance music, the dance music I'm listening to on DIFM every day, it's adequate. But we shall see. So that's today's morning stream. It's 11:30 a.m. And let's see what I can get done today. Hope you have a good day and get some stuff done.